is something strange going on with this Hurricane Dorian off the coast of Florida. You know, I'm from Louisiana. I've been watching hurricanes my entire life. But there's something different about this one. And I know what a lot of people are thinking. And, you know, I actually thought the same thing. I've done all the research about the possibilities of certain things, but I think that we've been giving the alphabet agencies a little more credit than what they actually deserve. I honestly think, because I know what people are thinking. You're thinking that it's man-made or whatever, man-manipulated. And I used to also. And I'm not discrediting the fact that we absolutely do, mess with the weather. But I don't think we have the technology that would be able to do such a thing. And what sealed the deal for me was what occurred, how it sat over the Bahamas for the last few days or whatever. Or what was it, 36 hours? It just kind of sat there and just torrential downpour. Well, you know, it's like, oh, not that big of a deal, right? But as most of us know, there is strangeness around the Bermuda area, the Bermuda Triangle, which the Bahamas is in. And why is that? Well, people attribute it to different things. But the position at which this hurricane stopped at is nothing short of amazing. You know, in the sense of, aha, this is it. You know, there are 2 pyramids underneath the ocean, and this hurricane is parked right on top of it. Why would that happen? Why have we had so many random planes go missing in this area? And ships and all of these things. It has already been proven that these pyramids put out some type of energy that we yet do not understand. Ancient man did understand it, which is kind of weird because we're going backward. But we don't completely understand it. But I think that's the only answer. Let's take a look at it.
Okay, so this is absolutely, this is so crazy. It's not moving at all. It's just chilling here. And that's the only explanation. You know, if the research is correct, 1 minute in a situation like this, in a vortex, equals something like 6 hours our time. I'm sure you've all heard of pilots getting stuck in there, and then it you know, turns out that they've been in there for like 12 hours when it only feels like 2 minutes went by. But that's the only thing that makes sense. This is so crazy. And so, you know, there were people showing to where something was going across here, some kind of electrical pulse, and maybe they were trying to steer it to not get stuck right there. Maybe they knew that this would happen. Apparently these things are very, I thought that these let's check out the pictures. Okay, maybe I'm crazy, but I thought that it was a known fact that there were pyramids down there. I didn't realize that these were like hidden, and like when you go to the Google map, it hits a wall. You cannot go underwater like you can everywhere else. So this video is probably going to get demonetized, which is so strange. I mean, it's a legit fact. Yeah, they're huge. They are about the size of like 2 or 3 football fields. They're massive, y'all. They're massive. So there's 2 of them that sit next to each other, and then there's 2 more on the south side of Nassau. Anyway, so what I wanted to show y'all, so they essentially look like this. They're glass. I think they're more of crystal than actually glass. See, a scientist brought this strange crystal sphere up a few years ago and realized like the properties. Let me see. He brought it to the surface with him, and later when the ancient crystal was studied, researchers were astonished by its properties of this crystal pyramid. Some theories of Atlantis, purpose of the islands. I don't think that Atlantis was here. I used to, but there's so much evidence that it's the Eye of Africa. It was probably something like Atlantis here, but I think the actual Atlantis that we hear of was the Eye of Africa. But you see this light coming out of here? I have heard many people that have taken cruises to the Bahamas, which actually I have, and I guess I just didn't even look into it. And they have seen these lights come out, and there was nothing out in the ocean when they were doing this, and they've seen this. But so essentially what they think it's something like a Tesla coil, right? They don't know for a fact, but it works like that, is what they think. And then you see, look at that double helix. It's just like our DNA. How freaking amazing is that? But I know you can see the energy fields with like certain type of cameras and stuff, and so they think that that's essentially how it works. This crystal has long been known to have an energy applications and exhibits natural piezoelectrical properties. Early radio used germanium crystals to capture radio waves and convert them into electrical signal that could be processed and broadcast through headphones into sound waves. Pyramid power, say investigators, is intrinsic to the pyramid shape. It is its architecture that's proven to function as an energy accumulator and amplifier of energetic force. As if to prove the investigators' assertions true, recently some of the world's pyramids began discharging beams of raw energy into space. And you go to this, and there's nothing there. It's just something. So I don't know. I'm gonna have to look more into this, but that's the only reason a huge ass hurricane like that would form against all odds and then just sit there like that. It's mind-boggling, really. But you see how this comes out like this in a double helix, just like our DNA. It's so amazing. And so that's why people think that these are healing. They have healing properties. It's not the Illuminati. See, so they think it may have looked something like this. I don't know. But see, this is the kind of illumination. And the way that the pyramids, if you didn't see my video that I talked about the dimensions of the pyramids and everything, and how they essentially align to everything, you might want to watch that, or somebody else's, whatever. And I don't know, that's my theory on what's going on with this Dorian hurricane. Nothing else really makes sense. But yeah.
Again, I'm not discounting the things that we know are manipulated, but I think we are giving our government a lot more credit than they deserve. Because we might have these patents, but that doesn't mean the patents work. I'm just saying. But there may be other things that are creating this, for lack of a better term, a vortex, and kind of like a portal. And you know, when you look at like the connections from these pentagon shapes and everything, that, well, I did one video on it and I'm gonna do another one because it connects all over. It's insane. Well, like there's different sections and they all connect, and it's creating this vortex. And if you watch my video, what, 2 days ago, where I talked about the toroidal fields, this all lines up with it. You know, this hurricane is definitely reacting. It's just completely different than most of the ones that we've seen, and it really might be because it is going into this weird Bermuda Triangle situation. I mean, maybe it's not. I don't know. But you know, we give the government and these scientists a lot more credit than they deserve. Let's take CERN for example. People think that CERN is this place where the scientists are just like the top of the top, smartest people in the world, and they're gonna rip a hole in the fabric of the universe, space-time continuum, and all of these things. It's really utter nonsense. And most real scientists, like let's say Tesla, and people that have studied Tesla, or all, you know, the ancient type of scientists that did actual science work, they know that there's more to it. Electrons are not a particle. They're just not. But these scientists refuse to give up what they know is not true. And they do all these weird rituals and stuff there. I don't know what's going on. It's pretty weird. But it's not what people think it is. But yet, they won't give up. These scientists just won't give up. They keep spending all this money, and it's ridiculous. And not only that, but we can just look at our archaeology and see, like, there's places that are here in Louisiana that are older than the pyramids. It's called Poverty Point, Louisiana. But yet, they won't really put that into the books. It's the strangest things. It's like once these scientists get it in their mind that this is right and that's what it is, then they keep on that path. It's kind of like you're building a sandcastle for your kids to play in. Let's say it's a big sandcastle, okay? But then the tide comes in and takes half of it out. Are you going to keep building that sandcastle right there? Or are you going to move up to the quarry and build it out of rocks and stone and whatnot? You're probably going to move up to the quarry. And speaking of stone, actually the pyramids underneath the Bahamas, or out by the Bahamas, are crystal. And if you know anything about crystals, they have an energy. I mean, everybody knows that. That's why they had them in radios. All the original radios had crystals in them, and that would help for the energy and whatnot. So it's just something to think about. I don't know. Tell me what you think in a nice manner. You don't need to be like, you're crazy. Our government is doing this. There's no need for that, because we don't know. We have these patents. We have all of this information. But do we actually know? We know that they want to do that. And even if it's not that, what if other entities or maybe other governments are actually doing this? You know, pushing certain hurricanes in certain directions, whatever. Everybody says it's ours, and we don't actually know that. We know that they cloud seed. I mean, that's very public. We know that they create clouds. That's public. But again, I think we're giving them more credit than they deserve. I don't think that they have figured out how to completely steer hurricanes. I just don't. I mean, just think about it. You know, I remember in the 80s and 90s when we were supposed to be having flying cars by now, but yet we don't. But yet you look at the ancient things and it sure looks like they may have had flying vehicles of sorts, and even like portal situations. So honestly, I mean, I think that they're still trying to figure out things, and they won't give up the Einstein way of thinking. And they might be trying to steer it. I'm not saying that they're not trying. They definitely could be trying. But I don't think that we have the technology to do as much as people say we do. And they're like, oh, but look at the cell phones, how far they've come since... Yeah, who's to say that wasn't reverse engineered from things in Area 51 or something? Same thing here. I think they are trying to reverse engineer things. But I honestly don't think that we have the grasp on completely doing this accurately. I think something does, and it definitely looks like these pyramids have something to do with at least controlling them to some extent. I'm not saying all of them do, but at this point, that I think that has something to do with it, because everything about this hurricane went against what we thought would happen. You know, the air was so dry, the dust was in it, all of these things. It did not make any logical sense for it to even create an eye wall. But something occurred. And I think that we don't give enough credit to the ancient technologies that we don't even understand. You know what I mean? Just something to look into. And I think I'm going to do some more videos about ancient technology. And I mean, we need to try to figure out why we essentially are going in reverse of what people did thousands of years ago. Anyway, everybody, thoughts and prayers in Florida, South Carolina, Georgia. Who knows where this hurricane's going to go? We will see. But y'all have a wonderful night. Bye, guys.